law, because when the law begins to bite, I already mentioned the repercussions. Long term, try to ensure that your teams are aware about their roles when it comes to data protection so that they comply with the law. Also invest in secure infrastructure, because where is your data? Is it protected on that phone? What if someone comes and steals it, the flash? What cloud systems are you using? Lastly, you should monitor and evaluate compliance through regular audits. Thank you so much. For those who are interested, you can read that article, and there are so many others. I'll take some questions. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Dr. Hadija, she already told us that the title is coming very soon, since she's already pursuing her PhD. And most of us work in settings where we deal with inventory management systems, we deal with a lot of data from our patients. In the clinical setting, most of us are very well aware of what consent means, but I think for the community pharmacy practice setting, it's time for us to actually throw more light there. How are we handling the patient's data? Most of us have inventory management systems. We pick data from patients every day, their names, age, you know. We pick a lot of information from the patients, but I get the feeling that most of us haven't really appreciated what consent means in the community or pharmaceutical sector. So thank you so much, Dr. Adija, for this presentation. Like she highlighted, the lawyers are waking up, and medical law is something that they are going to benefit so much from. So that implies that as pharmacists, we really need to equip ourselves with this information. Most of the guidelines you talked about, I actually wasn't even aware that they're already in place. But if you look at them, most of the guidelines are already there. So in the interest of time, we are going to take a few questions. If you have any question, please. I also passed around some post-training evaluation forms that we are filling in regards to this session. So as we are taking questions, please remember to also fill those forms. So any question? No question means people have, Alan, can you help me? Dr. Olum's hand was up. We can take about 2 or 3 questions.
Thank you so much for this presentation. It has enlightened us, because most of us have simply been working and not taking these things seriously. But what I wanted you to clarify is the difference between the actual law and the guidelines. Because I work in a government facility, and as pharmacists, we are in charge of monitoring prescriptions and the guidelines. But one doctor colleague was threatening to take me to court because says, this is guideline. If I get a lawyer and I went to court, what will your defense be? So kindly get me the difference between the guideline and the actual law. Thank you.
Thank you so much. 2 more questions, please.
Thank you so much for that presentation. My name is Margaret Naluma. Just to talk a bit more about data protection. So much has been said about privacy and security of data, but what we're finding right now within pharmacy is a lot of apps are coming up promising different things in healthcare. But what laws and guidelines are in place to regulate the validity of that data? How can we guarantee that it's accurate before it goes out to community and it goes out to support our healthcare professionals as well? Thank you.
1 more question. Joshua, do we have any questions online? Please help me verify. Okay, so I think this we can just take 1 more question online, and then I invite Dr. Hadija to respond to the 3 questions. Tumuhimbise Michael is asking, do guidelines have statutory liability? So let me invite Dr. Hadija to respond to these 3 questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll start with the first question, which is the difference between guidelines and actual law. The difference is that there is hard law, which is the Act of Parliament. But that Act of Parliament stipulates offenses. Yeah? For example, if you breach security and stuff of that kind, and also prescribes the sentences. Usually they won't tell you this amount of millions. They say currency points. It seems less. They tell you, you're liable to 10 currency points. Because that way they make lawyers get some money. The lawyer has to interpret for you. Now, guidelines are also law. They are soft law. Breach of a guideline, for example, the guidelines I'm talking about here, they govern digital health. But these guidelines are soft law because Uganda opted for an informal approach. According to the Ministry of Health, they were not ready to enact more laws when they can rely on the existing laws to ensure that digital health prospers within legal confines. For example, if I look at the Uganda Health Data Protection, Privacy and Confidentiality Guidelines, it takes you back to the main law, which is the Data Protection and Privacy Act. If you do something wrong with regard to patient data, you'll be liable under the main law. Is it making sense, Dr. Lu? So they are both laws. The only difference is that the guideline is referring you to the main law. Why are guidelines opted for as opposed to acts of parliament? They are faster. Technology moves so fast, innovation precedes regulation. So if they went to parliament, it would take a very long time to pass these laws. But we already have existing laws. So we rely on the existing laws and these guidelines to make a person liable. I hope that answers your question. I will now go to this one, which was talking about regulations and liability. Oh, sorry. No, if you're following the law, you have a protection. That's why when I was starting off, I said ignorance of the law is no defense. If you don't know the law and you do not do something that the law requires you to do, you can't go to court and say, oh, you see, me, I'm a pharmacist. I've never gone to law school, so I did not know. So if you are working as a boss, make it your obligation to know the law. What am I expected to do? If you follow the law, you're protected. But if you do not know the law and you ignore the law, you're not protected because ignorance of the law is not a defense. So someone talked about liability using guidelines. I think that's the same question because it is all law. This is just soft law that's relying on hard law, which is an act of parliament. Data protection, promising apps. I've written an article, I just forgot to mention, to put it here. We are looking at the realities surrounding digitization. Digitization comes with so many wonderful promises: efficiency, transparency, accountability. But where is the data kept? For us, that is our concern. So as a pharmacy, before you take on an app, try and find out if that app was introduced in accordance with the guidelines for introduction of digital health innovations. Does the Ministry of Health know about that app? Where is the data kept? That way you know that the patient's data is safe with me because the patient trusts you and you trust the app provider. So under the law, you are a data officer or like you're a person that deals with data. So you need a data protection officer to guide you on what must be done. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hadija. Members, I hope we've appreciated this session. Dr. Hadija highlighted that she had an interest for pharmacy but ended up going for law. I want to inform you, Dr. Hadija, that we also have pharmacists that are running back to law after getting their BPharm. So you may find that the interest is vice versa. So there is one final burning question. Dr. Hadija, someone wanted you to briefly describe for us what is a principal law.
Okay, so when I mentioned the act is the principal law. The subsidiary law will be the regulation. But underneath the regulation, we can have guidelines. So depending on what is happening, it's very important to know what kind of law you're dealing with. The parliament passes what we call an act of parliament. That act of parliament must be assented to. Assenting to is like the president signing. You've seen Museveni signing, yes? President Museveni signing. So when someone says we have a bill, the first reading happened, that does not mean that the existing law has stopped being law. Because the president has not assented to that law. Even you've had all the readings, he can decline and say, we are not signing this into law. So principal legislation is an act of parliament that has been duly enacted by the parliament and has been assented in the Uganda Gazette and given a law. That is now a principal law. Regulations, on the other hand, are usually made by the ministers. So when you look at the regulations, look at the Act of Parliament, the last sections subsidiary law. And that's why we look at them as laws that come under the major law. Those are the subsidiary laws. But those laws sometimes can also be guidelines. And that's the route that the Ministry of Health took, so that instead of making guidelines, as you've seen that long list, and having so many guidelines, they're working on, regulations, they're working on having different guidelines. They offer guidance. Offering guidance gives them flexibility. They can wake up after a short time and say, this is not working, let us change it. And they'll be able to change it in the shortest time possible, whereas the principal legislation cannot be changed easily. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hadija. So for our next presentation, it's going to be on professional development and ethical practice. And our first session is going to be ethics. It's going to be about ethics and professionalism. We are going to have a presentation from Mr. Ethan Mussolini on personal branding for pharmacists, standing out online and offline. So just a brief introduction about Mr. Ethan. He's the CEO of Success Africa, a human resource development consultant. He's a motivational speaker. He's an executive and public speaking coach committed to enabling organizations and individuals to maximize their potential. Mr. Ethan is also a training consultant for the British Council. He was between 2004 to 2014, and he has successfully consulted for a number of organizations like Absa Bank, World Vision, MTN, as well as World Bank. Mr. Ethan's CV is quite long, so for the interest of time, I don't want to, keep you guys from the presentation, so join me to welcome him for this particular session. A round of applause, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Howlat. Let's give Howlat a huge round of applause. And also special round of applause to Dr. Hadija. So I liked that part of information to access, right? Right to information access act. It's an act. I didn't know about that. So next time I will do that, and if a doctor refuses, I will say, by the way, I know a lawyer from Warwick University, Hadija. If you don't give me the information, she will sue the hell out of you, to use your words. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Can I ask a favor of you? You see, I would really like to see your eyes when I'm speaking to you. For some of us who are behind, is there a way some of us can be generous enough? You have a right to stay where you are, but if you're generous enough and you get closer, then I can see you, then I can talk about your personal brand. Is there a way you can be generous enough, please, and move a little forward? Because you're very far, so now I'm communicating to empty tables, and yet I'm seeing amazing people at the back. So if you're able to move, I would really, really appreciate that, okay? And so, yeah, thank you for moving. I appreciate that. Thank you for being generous, because I know Dr. Hadija would say you have a right to stay where you are. And at the same time, I'm seeking for your indulgence that you move a little forward such that I can see you. Because even the way you are moving tells us your brand. If you refuse, that also tells us what your brand is. But I will appreciate that. Either way, please, let's stand, because I know we've been seated for long. Let's stand. This is not about you moving, but let's stand. I want us to move our bodies before that. Let's stand. Please, all of us stand. The doctors will tell you it's not healthy to sit for a very long time in one place without moving your body. Please, let's stand. What are your favorite words in Do you have any famous dancers here in the pharmaceutical industry? Among the pharmacists. Do you have any dancers? Okay. In the interest of time, we will not be able to do that. So, what are your favorite words in the pharmacy industry? Pharmaceutical industry? Which words? PSU? Let's say PSU. I'm not hearing you. Say PSU. Success. PSU. Success. Please give me some energy. PSU. Success. Okay, fantastic. So you're going to do what I'm doing. Let's first get the rhythm right. Start to move your body. 1, 2, 3, go. PSU, success. PSU, success. I'm not hearing you. Come on, let's go. PSU, success. PSU, success. PSU, stop. Some of you are doing it the wrong way. Some of you are doing PSU, success. PSU, success. With anger on your faces. A medical doctor told me use 112 muscles to frown and only 13 muscles to smile. So can you please turn to them and tell them it's allowed to smile. Tell them it's healthy to smile. Tell them you look more attractive when you smile. Even you people who are online, please go ahead and stretch. You stretch with me. Okay. Are you ready to stretch? Can I get a mic so that I get closer to people here? Let me get the mic. Let me get a mic closer. Let me get a moving mic so that I can move. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. PSU, success. PSU, success. PSU, success. I'm not hearing you. With a smile. With energy. Come on. PSU. With energy. With power. With a smile. Come on, let's go. PSU, success. Come on. Show me. Show me what you've got. Come on. Okay. PSU, success. Show me some pharmaceutical swag. Success. PSU, success. PSU, let's go. PSU, success. Come on. With energy. I'm not hearing you. PSU, success. Come on. PSU, success. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. Now, before you sit, some of us who are behind, if you kindly come a little closer, I would appreciate that. And then I want you to find a partner, but ideally come a little closer. Find a partner. There is a question I want you to ask your neighbor. Please come a little closer. Find a partner. Stay standing. Stay standing. Find a partner. Pair up. Pair up. Now, do you have a partner? So what I want you to do is, I want you to introduce your partner. And for us who are online, what makes you unique and special? Why should someone choose a pharmacist like you ahead of everyone else? For us who are online, the question also applies to you. Why should someone choose you? Just imagine this is a patient. So agree on who is 1 and who is number 2. Say you should choose me ahead of any other pharmacist or any other professional because of ABCD, and then the other party will do the same. Online, do the same. Okay? Is the task clear? Yes or no? Good. So while standing, sell yourself to this patient why they shouldn't go to any other professional but you. Go. Okay. You have a few seconds. And then, now change, that should be the other party. Online, I like the fact that the people online, please type also. Why should someone choose you ahead of everyone, any other professional? Michael Tumuhimbi is online. I like the fact that you are stretching. That's good. Are you done? Okay, good. Why should someone choose you ahead of everyone else?
Technical expertise in the molecules and empathetic.
Okay, and empathetic. Good. So turn to them and give them high fives and tell me thank you for introducing me to your brand. Okay, good. So please have a seat. So, if I move here, can I move towards you? Is that okay? All right, because I prefer getting closer to you. So, Ethan Mussolini is my name like you had, but friends call me Musso. So if you want to become my friend, you call me who? Musso. So I want to share with you a couple of thoughts. So if I had a lot of time, I would share my story. My story takes over 5 minutes, which I don't have. So let me put a timer here in terms of how much time I have. So, but just know I was born in a very humble background. Humble meaning very poor. I was born in a place called Ruti. Oh, by the way, my father wanted me to become a medical doctor or an engineer. I failed mathematics and all that. So I said, can I switch to us? They said, fine. Then later I wanted to become a lawyer. But then did not make it to Makerere University on government sponsorship by small points. I ended up doing social sciences. So for me, both law and medicine, I did not make it. But I'm not complaining, by God's grace. So just know my story is long, but a lot of poverty, a lot of low self-esteem, a lot of challenges, but by God's grace, I am here. That's all I can say. It's God's grace, and I believe in one way or the other, all of us are here by God's grace. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Can we give God a round of applause for keeping us alive and kicking and moving? So, but this is what I would like to say, that I made a decision to do what I'm doing, which is motivational speaking and the like, and that's part of my brand. So I want to share with you a couple of thoughts. Oh, here is one last activity for you. I want you to pull out your phone. I'm sure all of us have a smartphone. Type your name in Google. Type your name in Google, and I'll tell you what to look out. And then if your name appears without any social media handle, I want you to put up your name. Meaning it's not like Ethan / no, anyway, it's okay. So if it's a social media handle and you have content there, it's okay. But I want you to type there and then tell me how many of us have all of us put your name there, because now these days, the moment you mention your name, so for example, I'm going to check out Hadija because I was impressed by her presentation. So how many of us have content outside our social media handles after checking online? Like your name is somewhere, put up I'm seeing one hand there too. Please put up your hand. Like your name appears beside social media handles. Look around the room. Online, please type if you have. So I'm seeing about 7 people. That's about 20% of us. Give yourselves a hand. At least that's good. Give yourselves a hand. So that's how you are showing up when you mention your name, that's how you're showing up. So, and that's your brand. So when we talk about personal branding, so can we activate this, please? Or someone can just confirm that it's activated. So when we talk about a personal brand, we really mean, oh, I thought that was coming. Okay, good. So I want to talk about clarity, mindset, strategies, and skill set. Now, what is personal branding? So when we talk about personal branding, I'm going to move a bit fast because of time. It is how you present yourself to the world. And it's your reputation, your story, and the value you offer. So Anyase moved out of here. Ronald Anyase, I met him some time back. I understand he recommended me to be here. So that was based on my brand that I was recommended. So without that reputation, I wouldn't have been here. And this is my first time to be here before you. So that's your brand. But most crucially, what do people say about you when you are not around? It's not what people say when you are around, it's when you are not around. Have you ever had negative things from people like, I can't imagine so-and-so said that. Has that ever happened to any of you? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah, so that's what people think about you. So why does it matter? Why does branding matter? Why should you listen? Number one, patients trust you before they trust the medicine. In sales, we say they buy you first. And from a spiritual perspective, they are buying your energy. There are some people go to certain pharmacies because of certain individuals, not the medicine. Because I take some multivitamins, for example, and it's because of certain personalities. How many of us go to certain restaurants or salons, and how many of us go to a salon, and if you don't find your hairstylist or salon, whatever, you don't work on your hair? Any of us, by show of hands? Yes? All of us, yes or yes? Okay, good. So that's what a brand does. They trust you first before they... Two, it builds credibility and influence in and outside of your white coat. Whether it's white or brown, that's another matter. Trust. Remember, medicine and money, the number one tool you're selling is trust. It is certainty. Because you're talking about people's health and money, it is trust. And it starts with a brand. Three, it shapes how colleagues, employees, and communities see you. And lastly, your reputation isn't over the counter, it's carefully prescribed. And you can carefully prescribe it. I had some medicines or brands being mentioned. They spend time branding themselves. And in the same way, I believe you as an individual, you deserve to think about your personal brand. If you spend time thinking, in our pharmacies, we think about the brand of the pharmacy. Yes or no? Yes or yes? Yeah, then we should therefore also think about the person operating in that brand. And also, who are you outside that particular pharmacy? All that is branding. But what could hold you back? Number one, that you have to be aware of. Fear of visibility. Thinking I'm just a pharmacist. My friend, people might forget about you. Out of sight, out of mind. I was thanking Dr. Hadija for her brilliant presentation. He said, oh, I like your videos. So meaning, even before I step on stage, she has an idea of who I am. Does that make sense? Because of visibility. So invest in your visibility. Out of curiosity, how many of us have at least 10 videos online? Like you've created some code, at least 10 videos. By show of hands, I'm seeing 3 hands, okay? And tell you what, people are dying for this information. 2, mixing personal drama with professional presence. Just because you make a lot of noise, like when we are here, that's not branding. It is branding, but negative branding. There are people who are known for drama. Turn to them and tell them, impact, not drama, okay? Tell them, I want your impact, not drama. The other one is thinking that you don't have time. It's not an extra task, it is a professional duty to brand yourself. And people deserve to know you. Because it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of practice. I have huge respect for people in the medical field. So the world deserves to know your brilliance. You hiding, the Bible is clear that when Christ talked about that you don't hide light under a bushel. When you hide it, you're stealing from the world. You're stealing from yourself. We've ever had that let your light shine? Yes or yes? So then you deserve to project your brand. And forget this African mindset of people telling you that, oh, you are showing off. That, oh, you like yourself too much. Oh, that don't blow your own horn. Who will blow it for you, girl or dude? If MTN spends millions of dollars, billions of shillings per year branding and shouting, how come we don't complain about MTN and Coca-Cola, and they are doing it daily? But for you, you see your friend, or you fear about what will people think. No, we should even be doing it more. The other one is overdosing on negativity or non-professionalism. Online rants. Please be aware of online rants. People are watching you. In Nigeria, there is a saying that the higher a monkey goes, the more it exposes its behind. As a medical professional, you are a leader in society, therefore people are watching you. In fact, they don't call you a pharmacist, they say Musawo, doctor. True or false? I'm not hearing it. True or false? So you are a leader. So people are watching you. So Beware. Do not become, there are some personalities who are known to forward negativity. Where things have gone wrong, they are known for that. I'm sure there are some things, when they pop up on your WhatsApp message, you're like, over now, what is that? I hope that person is not seated next to you. This business of granting and complaining and whining does not enhance your brand. Fear of misinformation, avoiding the online space altogether, and you see it to unqualified voices. So if you don't speak, you say, but these people, there are so many unprofessionals online, I don't want to be there. Then who will correct what is wrong? Hello? Am I communicating? So here are mindsets that we should have when it comes to you branding yourself. Number one, a pharmacist advocate. I have a duty to share accurate information publicly. You have that responsibility. And the best form of branding, by the way, in my view, is education. Because in your industry, if I'm not mistaken, you can't just be there marketing a certain product or brand. Are you allowed? Or you're not? Can you stand there and start to market openly about a certain product? Yes or no? You can. Okay, cool. So educate people. It's called education marketing. All of us, let's say education marketing. Say education marketing. So when you educate, then you're adding value. You front yourself with value. Then you become an advocate. The other one is the connector. You need to think to yourself as a connector. Meaning, you say, my job is to connect patients with understanding. That my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Some people are dying because of lack of knowledge. Like, I didn't know about that information. Because if I change a hospital, we start from zero. So some people are dying because of lack of knowledge. Yes or yes? Some people, not all the people. Has someone ever come to your pharmacy and you're like, I wish you had come here first before going and seeking advice elsewhere? Has that ever happened to you? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, so it means some of us are not living our duty. We are not doing the job we are supposed to do. Next is have the brand of a trusted advisor. Say trusted advisor. So meaning you have to think, because there's a pharmacy I don't want to mention in town. Whenever I go there, there is this lady, it's like she wants to send me as many products as possible. So I get that feeling she's after my wallet, not my health. So now I've started avoiding that pharmacy. So what does it mean? To enhance your brand, the patient needs to see that you really care about them. Hello? Am I communicating? You'd rather miss an extra 10,000 or 100,000, but build the relationship, even if it means recommending them to go somewhere else. But trust me, according to the law of the universe, according to spiritual law, then you're spreading good energy and people will come looking for you in the long term. So do not be short-sighted, be a trusted advisor. So let me give you a prescription I'm going to call CAPSULE. Say CAPSULE. So CAPSULE is an acronym that you can use to brand yourself. The first C is communication. You need to be clear, caring, and professional, no matter what you're doing. So I'm giving you some quick prescription, okay? That's C. The A is authenticity. Show your strength. It could be that for you, your expertise, or you are known when it comes to whether it is gastro, is there something like gastro health? Yeah? Whether it's gastro health, whether it is bones, like you're known, or whether it is like you've figured out a way. So what are your strengths? What makes you tick that people can count on you? Next, presence. Be visible where it matters. Please underline that word. Where it does what? Matters. Get to know, where do your clientele stay? Where do they hang out? value. I like it when I go to a pharmacy and someone spends an extra minute or two and explains to me. There is a pharmacy I used to go to. I won't mention because it will appear like I'm marketing. And this guy would spend an extra or say, oh, by the way, this will help you because of ABCD, but you shouldn't take this because of X, Y, Z. And I used to always want to go to that pharmacy. In other words, it's beyond this guy taking my money. They're adding value to my mind. That's a brand. That's a name that you want to be known.